All right, good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or wherever you may be, evening. Just getting started this morning. Yeah, gave us a good push down, which we really needed. We need this market to make up its mind. It's funny because you look at a higher time frame. You look here, and it's making lower pivots, right? But I'm looking at the higher time frame. It's just sort of formed a bit of a wedge, considering we've got still lower pivots here and higher pivots here, but it is going right along a nice little trend line in this area, but it's just so tough to trade. And I struggle with these type of trading days, and instead of trading them, I typically don't, which may mean that sometimes I sit here for 2.5 hours and wish I had a trade, but I see no proper reason in handing over profits when I got bills to pay. And a snapback is definitely due to snap the price back up to this area. Okay, so I had to take a break and look at some volume and things like that. And I know this is a little unconventional, the trade that I'm taking right here. And the reason for it is we had that divergence. We had reached a pivot low in these areas where it had been hitting and pushing back up, kind of along a trend line there. It's so not by the book. This snapback that happened here, I never anticipate those snapbacks to just kind of stop on a dime when it gets to those areas. So, more than anything, and yes, it did add an indicator just now, something I'm looking at. This long bar here, reaching the zero line, I want to give it one shot. I like having my risk right below here. Like these past few days, you can't really take trades by the regular rules. You have to really trade from, I want to see, like extreme areas, and I know that sounds kind of weird saying that, but every time it's reached this trend line here, what's happened? It's popped back up. So it's more or less my next entry opportunity after that trend line. And I don't think I'm going to be greedy with this. I'm going to probably take them both out at the same time. And I'm going to keep my risk pretty tight here. Let this push up a little more, and I'm moving my risk up. I'm being very aggressive with my risk on this one because this is an aggressive trade. With the way that the MACDs reacted here, it was a strong push up in both the price and the MACDs. It was an extreme weak movement back down. There was no reaction to the downside when these pulled back. There's my reasoning. At this point, I don't even want it to come back and touch this this area, but I'm going to still give it the proper time to get up to here. Right now I've only got 3 ticks in risk. It's not like it would kill me if I lost on this one. And I'll decide kind of at the last moment if I'm going to move this second one up. There we go. Boom, boom. Now, where am I anticipating this to go? Pretty much back above, above here, but we've had this area that's held up several times every time it comes back. So what happens is it comes down, hangs out for a little bit, and then pushes higher. Well, it's already hung out once, but you can see in the scheme of things, it does that several times. Yeah, just let it go. Those MACDs are pretty strong up right now. Everything's starting to roll in that direction. I do have a close watch on the close button. Oh, and no way in hell am I going to lose anything on this. So we're going to a break even. I touched it, but it didn't take me out. I think it will, though. Perfect. Move this up just a little bit, and let's look at this really quick. We've already reached 100%. 138. And let's look at one more movement. Ooh, that'd be a pretty one right in there. Let's remove these. Yeah, but I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to probably go ahead and take this out, honestly. Let's see what happens here. I got a little bit of room to play. MACDs are leading higher at this point. And you've got some pretty strong MACDs to the upside still on the 1597. So I'm going to give it just a moment or two, maybe come right back in here and bounce off of there, or that might be a little bit of wishful thinking. Either way, so far I've got 2 points and my risk sitting at a break even and a pause button. All right, you know what? I am going to go ahead, just looking at my higher time frame. I want to give this, just to finish off these ticks, and if this is still looking pretty good for going up. This pullback, nothing happened with this MACD, although it's right at the 0 line, so we can see it likes to push off of there. This pushes up at all. I'm going to move my risk all the way up to here, which is a point in profit, so there we go. Simply going with the strength of the MACDs here. That's it. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at evaluating what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing right here, but it could easily change. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. Alright, keep going. So you see, I move it off, but I'm prepared for if this is going to slow down very soon. I actually think I'm good. I'm ready to get out of that. Part of the reason is we've reached this area here. It just, I don't want to say it feels right, because that would indicate that my feelings make the market do things. But it's good. I mean, with slow movement, areas reached for a second time. I mean, shoot, this is probably still going to keep going. This, I would love to see this go all the way up here. Actually, to exceed this and go higher. I like these is down on my, it's actually probably what, part of what influenced me to exit, but that's okay. I think, what was my target? All right. Well, I mean, leaving my risk where it was, I could have still been in this trade. But I am so good with taking some profits. Calling it a day. You know, it's hard to be specific about why I got out here. And I held through right here. It was more reaching this high. And it was the way that the bars were beginning to look on the higher time frame. You know, if you look at the 10,946. This is really an area that's held it up several times. It's just kind of in that area, which it passed by a little bit. And guys, don't worry about this blue line. It's just a volume indicator I added today, just kind of looking at things, and I'm not even using it right now. It's just kind of there. So this still has the possibility to pop up a little bit higher, but it could also turn around right here. You have to be pretty specific. You know, the reason I got into this trade was the way that the MACDs were reacting here and the way that they reacted here when this pulled back. After this huge snapback, it doesn't usually just stop on a dime. You can see when it pulls away from these areas and snaps back to it, it usually pushes through, especially after a big sharp snapback like this. And remember, snapbacks is it pulls away, and the EMAs don't do anything. They just kind of sit there. It snaps back to it. The EMAs are flat at that time, and it's easy to violate them. Looks like a pretty good decision now, huh? Like really, if you want to make profits, you have to stay in tune with the market and what it's reading. Pop down right to that line. Okay, so this did go a little bit past that line, but not enough to really make much of a difference. Pretty much just came right to it. This happened plenty of times. Came right in the area, went just a little past it, and snapped back up. Okay, I haven't even looked up at the market. It's doing the same thing that it did earlier. I really could have actually probably taken another long right in here, but I don't see the point in it. This is so annoying. I think I've got a good entry and a good exit. I'm going to call it a good day. So, happy Tuesday to you. Let's hope that this volume picks back up. It is August, so that may not be happening right away. But, yeah, that about is all she wrote.